Swole Benji here. Today I'm going to teach you how to farm the big white grayish dragon at the very start of the game on a brand new character and how you can do it in a very efficient way at the start of the game. Now later on as the game progresses there are many things that you can stack up to make this fight actually last like maybe 10 to 20 seconds. At the very start of the game you won't be able to kill it nearly as fast, but there are a few tools you will need so that you can kill this basically within a reasonable amount of time, okay? Because it does have about 87,000 HP, and that would take forever to kill, but there are a few tricks to get its life down. I'm going to talk about them right now. So you're going to need the flail, alright? And to get the flail, I have a video on my channel if you don't know where to get it, which I'm going to show you right now. Give me just a sec to have the video pulled up, okay? But essentially, it's right here. The video is titled Where to Get the Whetstone Knife and Flail in Elden Ring. The link will be in the description of the video, alright? Now, if you don't want to watch the video and you have experience playing the game and you know where things are, then I'll just show you real quick. It's, you go to Church of Ele, and then you go to Gate Front, and then to the east there's this little area, and the flail is in a carriage in a chest right here, okay? Or you can just watch the video and that will show you where it's at. Now also, if you are a new player, you may be wondering, how do you get here? How do you get to this dragon at the very start of the game? Well, I have a video that I can explain to you how that works, and that video is currently still uploading for me, but it looks just like this, and it is how to get access to a dragon that gives 50,000 runes infinitely in Elden Ring. Alright? And then also that video will link you to one other video. I'm sorry, I know. I'm trying a new thing with my guides so that I don't bog down the video and make them hours long. But that video will link to this one that says the fastest way to round table and how to get Flask of Wondrous Physic, which will teach you the warp to get here quickly. So really, just to sum it up, let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? In that video it explains how to go here to the Church of Marika to get the physics flask. And then right here is a warp, and that warp is going to take you all the way up here, right here. And then through that warp, you'll get this grace, and then you can come down here to where the dragon's at. This is the fastest way to get here. If you don't know it, then that video will show you. Now, this video is designed to show you how, at the very start of the game, you can equip the flail, because as you can see, my character is level 7. That is the lowest level that a prophet can be. I only have 10 dexterity. I need 18 to use this flail. Now, I could go up and just spin on the dragon like so, and eventually it will bleed out. But if I have the stats to actually be able to use this properly, it will bleed out much faster. Alright? So, with that said, let me show you how to get those stats immediately at the start of the game. And as you can also see, I have 87 souls. That's not enough for anything. But lucky for us, this building has everything we need in it, okay? So I'm going to show you exactly where to go and what to grab. And it may take you a few tries. You might die, and it's fine. We're going to run up the stairs here. I'm going to take a right up the stairs, and as soon as we enter this doorway, there's a bunch of bats. We're just going to take a hard left and go up a ladder. So I'm running in the doorway, I'm just going left, still going left, basically a 90-degree left, and I'm getting caught on the geometry. I'm going to run up this ladder immediately. I'm going to hold sprint and go up this ladder. You can sprint up ladders, and there's a little guy online there that's also doing the same thing. The bats will spray poison mist at you, and that's completely fine. The poison won't kill you. You'll be able to get the items. Even if you are poisoned, you'll still be able to get what you need. While you're up here, you might as well pick this up. This is the right medallion of Dectus, and this will allow you to access a later part of the map. So might as well pick it up while you're here. This area is completely safe. There's no mobs. You're going to jump down, and you're going to jump down again. And you see this hole in the ground? You're going to run past that hole, take a right, run up this little steps, and then straight ahead on the left, there will be this hole. Not this one, but this one down here. You're going to run down it, and then you're going to turn around and run to the very end. There'll be a body hanging off the ledge. This will give you souls. This rat might kill you, and that's fine if it does. You're going to do a running diagonal jump over here. From there, that's where the body's at, and that's where we are now. Then you're going to run here, around this corner, dodge the rats. They will one-shot you at this level. Go up down below here, and then around this corner is an item called the Radagon's Sword Seal. Now, you can let the rats kill you at this point. It's fine. Alright, because, oh wow, I survived one hit by the baby rat. But the mama rat will definitely kill you in one hit. So we got the Radagon's Sword Seal. What is that? That is called a talisman, and this talisman will give you 5 to most of your primary stats, allowing you to equip things earlier on. with the trade-off that you take more damage. But, you know, all we need to do, and this is the tutorial about when you die. So we're going to go ahead and go down to our talisman menu and equip the Radagon Sword Seal. You see it raises vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity. So we went from 10 to 15 dexterity, right? So the other thing that we picked up in that building is this. We go to our inventory, and we activate this Golden Rune 12, level 12 Golden Rune, and check out the bottom right corner. Look how much it gives me. It just gave me 7,500 runes. Okay, that's quite a lot at the very start of the game. So we're going to rest at the Grace site, and I technically have 15 dexterity now because of that Radagon Sword Seal, so I'm just going to go ahead and pump 3 more into that. It says 10 dexterity, but it's not counting for my Sword Seal. So we're going to accept that. I am now level 10 from level 7, plenty more runes to spare. And there we go. You'll notice now that my mace no longer has that red X, and you can see that I have 18 dexterity at the very right of my screen, and of course 10 strength. Now, there is one other class besides the Prophet that is low in dexterity, and that is the Hero. But as you can see, when I rest at the Grace site, that I can still pump so many more levels. I can pump at least 4 more. So this will get any starter class up to the stats needed in order to wield the flail. Now, with that said, there is something else that we need to do here. Alright, and it's a little complicated, but you need to back up your save file. So you're going to go to System, and then you're going to go to the very last thing on the right, and you're going to quit the game, okay? Now, once you quit the game, alright, you're going to just Alt F4 out, or close the game however you would. On console, I don't know how to do this. This is for PC players only, but essentially you're going to close the game now. Alright, so I've closed the game. You're looking at a black screen. I'm sorry. Also, sometimes the game will hang in your task manager, so open task manager, that's Control, Shift, Escape, and end the task. You want to make sure it's completely ended, okay? And now, I'm just going to type out for you what you need to do at this point. Okay, at the bottom left, if you're on Windows 10, you have a search bar. If you're on Windows 7, you have to open a run prompt. Okay, you're going to have to Google how to do that because it's been a long time. And you're going to type %, app data, %. Okay, and it's going to look like this. Look at the top of your screen here. You're going to type that into that little search bar or into your run command. And what that's going to do is open a folder that should be like your PC, Windows and Programs, Users, your name, app data, and then roaming. Okay, and I can maybe try to show the window here. Let's see if I can do that. I'm not sure if I'm able to. Well, you know what? Actually, I can. So we're going to do it like this. Let me just show you my display. And this is what it looks like. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Elden Ring, which is here, right here. It's alphabetical order. So we're going to open the Elden Ring folder. Okay. Let me go ahead and turn that off. And then you see this folder with a bunch of random numbers? We're going to copy that. All right. I'm going to darken my screen now once again. And then you're going to paste that folder somewhere safe where you know where your backup is. What this does is this will back up your save. So I've pasted this onto my desktop. All right, and I'm going to reopen the game now. I'm sorry for the black screen. I know I wish I had some graphics to show you to make the game interesting. So we have successfully backed up our save file. So what happens is when we kill this dragon, if we mess up and are too slow, the dragon can permanently die in your save file, and when it permanently dies, you can't farm it anymore. It's just gone. It's just gone forever. So with that backup save file, all you have to do if the dragon dies permanently is simply go into your app data folder, delete that folder when the game is closed, go to your backup, copy that, and paste it into your Steam folder, into your app data folder, your Elden Ring folder. And you will have a backup. The dragon will now once again be alive. So let me show you now how this works and why you want to do this and how easy it makes the early game. Okay? But also I want to give you another tip too before we begin. All right, just to speed up, just to make your first kill extra juicy. Okay, it's just a little bit extra. But essentially what you can do is you go down here to the first step. All right, we're going to go to the first step, and this is the very first grace that you get after the tutorial zone. So I think it's technically the third grace. But the point is that this is right, like this little tutorial, little tomb you climb out of. This is where the game begins. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go west from this starting zone, and we're going to jump off a cliff. But it's okay because the cliff will protect us, sort of. Going to go ahead and go a little bit south now after going west, and you'll see a little platform here, some eagles on the ledge. And you're going to look over the side, and you see that windy tunnel? Just jump at it. Just jump at it. You don't have to land on it. You see how wind is underneath the horse? Boom. That takes no fall damage. Now, there's a corpse here with a gold pickled foul foot. And that's what we want. And what that's going to do is boost our rune gain when we kill that dragon. So with that gotten, let's run away. Let's get out of combat. Just a little bit more. Just a bit more. And now let's go back to that dragon, which is over here, Fort Ferrith. I've got, like I said, I got videos on my channel that explain how this works and how to do it. Okay. Now we have the mace, or I'm sorry, not the mace, the flail equipped. We're going to make sure that we run in a straight line. Okay, this is very important. So here's the grace. We're going to turn around. We're going to go straight to this dragon. It's a big straightaway. I'm going to be to the left of these little sets of trees right here. You see those trees? I'm to the left of that. Just a nice straightaway. There's a little message icon if you're online connected. If not, whatever. And you're just going to hold left trigger or L2 depending on your controls. I don't know what it is for PC. I think it's shift right click. And you're just going to drill a hole into the side of this dragon. Now you see at the health bar that is below my health bars, how it just took a chunk out of it, right? After so many hits, your flail will inflict bleed damage. And your bleed damage does a percentage of the boss's health. So, essentially what this means is that you can just sit here and drill into the side of this dragon and you will eventually kill it. And it is a monstrous beast. It has about 87,000 HP. Alright? And before we kill this, there's a few other things that we need to do. We're going to eat that gold pickled foul foot so we get more runes. And then we're also going to be mounted up when we deliver the killing blow so that we can quickly run back to the grace. And what happens is when we kill this thing, we have a very short time to reset it before it permanently dies. Alright, so let me explain. When you kill this thing, we're going to be on our mount when it initially dies. We're going to immediately run back to the grace, hop off, do a running jump off the mount. To do that, you will push in your left control stick. I don't know what it is for PC. And that will dismount you, but you have to be moving forward so that it propels you forward. This saves you valuable recovery frames, because if you do the animation where you climb off the horse instead of jump off it, it's much slower. Now, if you see a pop-up when this dies that says you got dragon hearts, that means it's permanently dead, because you don't want to get the dragon hearts. What happens is this thing dies, and you rest at the grace, and then the game speeds up time, so you collect the runes. But the dragon is not technically counted as dead in the game world, which allows you to kill it over and over and over to level up super fast, super early on in the game, and this will get you so far ahead. Now, I will be putting one more video out about how to do this dragon in a more efficient manner, but that's for the mid and late game, because there's a few spells and enchantments we can get, and one specific weapon that makes this like a 15 to 20 second process, that you can down this thing just standing still. Alright, and it's super easy and funny and cool to do, and I showed it off in my other video at the very end on another character of mine that has those unlocked. But those items aren't really available to get to a brand new character right away because they are very hard to get to, and they are in high level zones. So, I'm going to pump one more stamina bar worth, and the next bleed tick will kill it. So we're going to mount up now, and we're just going to use light swings and bash on it. Now, as soon as we see that health bar deplete, and this big pile of feathers and meat start to like pulse, that is when we're going to immediately do a 180 and sprint back to the grace, okay? So be ready. Now, you don't want to use all your stamina either. Leave a little bit at the end there, because you need enough stamina to activate your horse's sprint. If you run out of stamina and this thing dies, there it goes, it's dead. So I'm mashing sprint, I am running to the grace, and I'm ready to dismount and spamming my Y button so I can read the grace right away. And now what I did there was slightly bad. If you jump past the grace, your character will do a turnaround animation before you can sit at the grace. You want to get to the grace and sit at it right like in front of it so that it loads in faster, okay? Also, another thing too is these stupid messages on the ground can block you from accessing the grace, so they're kind of detrimental. You might want to do this on offline mode if you're really worried about it. But we're going to... Oh, I forgot to eat the gold pickled foul foot. But anyway, I'm going to stand up now and look at my rune count. It's at 55,121, and this dragon, he's back alive again, okay? So every time you kill this, normally you get 50,000 runes, okay? With the gold pickled fowlfoot, you get about, I think, 65,000. It's not too much more. And you can craft the gold pickled fowl feet much later in the game. Or not even really much later. It's just easier to craft them later. I'm going to have a video about how to do that on my channel as well at some point in the future. I don't know when, but eventually I'm going to make a guide about that too, and where to farm the materials, because it's something that I do on one of my other characters so I can level up super duper fast. So again, I'm just holding left trigger. Even though I am completely out of mana, it will still inflict the bleed. And even if you don't have the stats to wield the flail, like if you're too cowardly to go in that building and take 2 minutes or whatever, how long it took to get those items, you can still bleed out the dragon this way. It will just take way longer, okay? So it's very much worth it for you to go and get those items. It saves so much time in the long run. Also, if you're wondering at the icons at the top left, that weird little apple, rotten apple looking icon, that's the Radagon Sword Seal. That means it's buffing my stats. The sword and the armor with arrows pointing down, that happens when the dragon roars. This dragon roars very loudly and it demoralizes your character, which is a damage and defense debuff. But because this dragon doesn't really fight you, and its little babies or bros are up in the front, they don't attack you. So you're free to just grind this all you want. There's no telling if FromSoft will patch this in the future, but if they do, I have many other methods of getting runes almost just as fast, though this is the laziest and easiest and least troublesome way to do it currently that I know of in the game. There's a large bird you can hunt over and over for a good amount of runes. There's trolls that you can smash through in like a couple seconds for thousands and reset them immediately. So right now this is just the best rune farm, and if it gets patched, there's other rune farms. There'll always be other rune farms, so don't fret. And also, you may be thinking, well, Benji, if I do this, I'm ruining the gameplay experience because I'm going to be over-leveled for the zones. And to me, that's how I like to play these games. When I play an RPG, I like to sit in the noob zone and kill slimes until I'm level like 50, and then I like to start the game, right? I like to do every side quest and be just massively overpowered with the best items possible, so when I get to the boss fight, I can just smash him down like he's not a big deal, right? So this time we're going to use the gold pickled fowlfoot right before we kill it, and I'm going to pump one more stamina bar worth of spins into its side, because look at its health bar, it's almost dead, right? One more spin isn't going to prompt the bleed, hopefully, if not I'm screwed, but I had that backup save. Alright, now we're going to eat the gold pickled fowlfoot. There we go. You see now at my buff icon there's a golden foot with an up arrow. That means it's activated. Now we're going to bash the side with regular light swings, making sure not to use all of our stamina. Okay, we're going to let that stamina go back up. We're going to bash it. It's going to die at any moment now. You also don't want to overswing and be in a swing animation, right? So I'm just doing little one taps. That way we aren't animation locked. Maybe a two tap. We'll do a two tap. There's one, and then two. And you'll hear stomping and stuff. Don't worry about it. Nothing's going to sneak up and kill you. There you go. It's dead. We're going to run back to that grace, and we're going to line it up perfectly here, and we're going to jump off, and we're going to spam Y, spam Y, spam Y. There, that was perfect. Alright, so we were at, like, what, 55,000? Now we're at 120,000. So that's pretty darn good. How many level ups can we get at the start of the game now? So I'm level 10. Brand new character. Look, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to scroll down there. I fat-fingered my D-pad. But essentially, look at that. We went, what's that, 28 levels, alright, worth of whatever we want to put in. And of course, as you level up, the more runes it will cost, alright? But essentially, I'm going from 400 HP to 1,300, almost triple at the very start of the game, and that is absolutely powerful, especially if you know your breakpoints, which I can talk about in a separate video. But guys, if you are a brand new player and you want to do this the easy way, this is how to do it. Set here, farm the dragon. When you have a good amount farmed up, make sure you quit out of the game and you back up your save file so you can do this over and over. And if you accidentally kill the dragon, you can just delete your save file, use your backup, put it in its place, and the dragon will be back, though you will lose any progress if you didn't back it up. I made the mistake on one of my characters where I played like 15 hours. I played like 2 days. 2 days worth of this game, and I didn't back up my save, and I accidentally killed the dragon because I was too slow. And, you know, to me it was like 15 hours of progress or an infinitely farmable dragon, and I chose the dragon, and I had to do those 2 days all over again on my character. But like I said, make sure to stay tuned. I will have a video out that shows how to speed this process up in the videos I linked at the start of this video, in the description by the way. I show those skills off, though I don't go into much detail on how to get them. That will be a separate video in on itself. And this guide is part of a much larger guide, so look forward to that when I have that one released. This one is just a little micro guide that's a piece of a bigger puzzle, okay guys? I'm Soul Benji, thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. Please leave a like, leave a comment, whoosh, leave a comment, wages, and go ahead and subscribe. I make videos every single day, and if you are financially, you know, good in your life, then you can support me by becoming a channel member. It's like being a Twitch sub. It's $5 a month, and you get private videos that are more personal, or if I play like an online multiplayer game and I don't want everyone to know of an exploit or a dupe method or something, then those will definitely be private videos for members only. Alright, so please help me out. I helped you out. I appreciate you so much. Come back tomorrow for another Elden Ring video. Take care.